Hello students, welcome back into the another session of CS22 operating system concept using Linux and Unix. In our previous lecture we have completed with the various shell commands under the unit number 5 called Unix shell commands. Now it's time to go for the discussion of unit number 6, that is text editing with VI editor, as shortly we are going to start the programming using shell. So before that we need to introduce the editor for the same, and the name of editor which we have to use is VI editor. So to go through the detailed discussion about VI editor, first let's introduce the VI editor in general, then we'll go for the detailed discussion. Now as you can see onto the screen, first we will discuss the definition of VI editor, then we will discuss about the various mode of VI editor, then we'll discuss about various switching which contains the cursor movement and the basic command of cut, copy and paste in VI editor. So let's start with the same. The introductory part of VI editor says that VI editor is the most popular and classic text editor in Linux family. Due to some reason they are highly useful and widely used into the Linux distribution. The reasons are: number one, VI editor is almost available on all the Linux distributions. Number two, it works across the different platform and different distribution. And third one is VI editor is user friendly. That means Linux contains various flavors like Ubuntu, Red Hat, Fedora, Puppy Linux, Kali Linux, etc. etc. In almost all this distribution there is a common editor which is used for designing the program, is VI editor. Number two, it can work across in any distribution. That means suppose we have designed the program in Fedora and then we want to execute that program in Kali Linux, then using the same VI editor we can perform the functionality. And number three is VI editor is a user friendly text editor for writing and executing the programs. To test the VI editor, simply type a keyword called VI and press enter. It will show the version of VI editor which is installed in your Ubuntu operating system. Right now the version which I am using is 7.4.1689, as you can see onto the screen. Now in VI editor it mainly contains two types of mode, that is called as programmatical mode. These two modes are command mode and second one is insert mode. First we will discuss about insert mode and then we'll go for a command mode. So let's take this one as a second priority. First we'll discuss about insert mode. Now once the VI editor is opened, just press I from your keyboard. Automatically this particular VI editor enables the insert mode. That means you can type anything in this particular program. Let me show you once again. Say for example, suppose I have opened the file called test that means I have written vi and test, press enter and try to type anything, nothing will be typed onto the screen, right? Now press I and then try to type something, it will be displayed onto the screen. So this is the purpose of insert mode. To get exit from the insert mode, just press escape from the keyboard. Command word will be the default one. Again I am repeating my words. To create the file, we have to first give the keyword called vi, then give the file name. Once the file name is given, press enter. If it is already created, you will see this type of attention message. As my test file is already created, that's why I am getting this particular message. Press enter. Try to type anything from the keyboard. You cannot type anything, just press I. Automatically insert mode gets activated, then try to type anything. To get exit from insert mode, press escape. Once you press escape, the default mode will be selected. Now it's time to save the content into the file. What we have done up to this, we have created a file named test, then we have enabled the mode called insert, then we have learned that how to get exit from the insert mode. Now it's time to learn that how can we save the file. Now to save the file which we have created, right now in my test file there is a one text message, this is test, I want to save it. Then simply press shift and Z 2 times. Automatically this particular file will get saved. Just type ls, you can see that this test file is created. Again I am performing the same facility, same functionality. What I am doing is, now first I am moving into the current working directory, that is mvm, which doesn't contain any file. As you can see onto the screen, as I have passed ls command, it shows nothing onto the screen. Now I have typed vi, then mvm, press enter. This is the new file, so there is no error messages onto the screen. Just press I and then type this is test. Press escape, default mode will be selected. Now press shift and Z 2 times. So this mvm file is created into the directory called mvm. So this is the way in which we can save our file using vi editor. Now if you type, that means to display the content of file, perform the keyword called cat and mvm. It shows the message onto the screen that this is test, and this is test is the content of mvm file. Let me remove this file. To remove the file, there is a command called rm, then the name of file, type ls. There are no files now into the directory called mvm. mvm is blank. So this was all about how can we save the file. To save the file, press shift and Z 2 times. Shift and Z 2 times. So this was all about insert mode. Let's see it theoretically into the slideshow. As you can see onto the screen, vi editor opens this mode. We are discussing about the mode of vi, and first one is a command mode. Let's discuss about insert mode as we have taken first. Insert mode means you can switch to the insert mode from the keyboard by pressing I onto the keyboard. Once you are in insert mode, any key would be taken as an input for the file which is currently working. To return into the command mode, press escape. So this was the theoretical part of insert mode. Now we will discuss about the second type of mode, that is a command mode. What the command mode says, the VI editor open in this mode and it only understand any valid Linux commands. Again I am repeating my words. Command mode in VI editor only accept valid shell commands. That means the command which we have discussed into the previous lecture. Now one more facility which we can perform in this particular mode is we can copy, cut, paste and move the text anywhere into the file. To save the content in this particular file, the same functionality we have to perform. Simply press escape and give the input of shift and Z 2 times. It will save the content into the particular file. This mode is a case sensitive mode. That means it considers the uppercase as well as the lowercase if there in any of the commands. Now into the insert mode, we can move the cursor left side, right side, up and down using the special keys which is called as switching mode into the VI. Various switching modes are available into the VI editor, like moving a cursor in a file, editing the file, deleting the characters, changing the command and performing the copy and paste. Now to move the cursor into the file, we cannot use the right and left arrow key. Instead of that, we have to use the character key. That means K, move the cursor up one line. J, move the cursor down one line. H, move the cursor left hand side. And I, move the cursor right hand side. So K, J, H, L is used to move the cursor left, right, up and down. For editing the file, various case sensitive commands are there. These are small I, inserts the text before the current location of the cursor. Again I am repeating the words. Small I is used to insert the text before the current location of the cursor. Capital L, insert the text at the beginning of the line. Small a, insert the text after the current cursor location. And capital A, insert the text at the end of the location of current line. So small I, capital I, small a and capital A have their different functionalities. This is little bit difficult to digest, but you can see that. Now for deleting the values from created file is capital X and small x. Capital X deletes the character under the cursor location and small x deletes the value from the current location of the cursor. Last one is DW. It deletes from the current location to the next word. Change command, that is CC and CW, where first C is capital. CC means it removes the content of line, leaving you into the insert mode. Suppose we want to change any command, then using this capital C and small c without leaving the insert mode, we can change any word in the particular file. CW is for writing the new content into the file, and small r is used to replace the character with new word with new word into the particular file. Same for that. For copy and paste, the three commands are YY, YW and P. Small YY is used to copy the current line. YW is used to copy the current word from the file, and P is used to paste whatever the content is copied and cut into the specific file. So this was the basic discussion about the various command of VI text editor. What we have discussed into the command mode, various switching into the VI editor. Switchings like moving the cursor, editing the file, deleting the content, and the last one is changing commands. All this command we have discussed into the under the category called command mode. One common thing in all these command are all these command are case sensitive. That means uppercase and lowercase are different. So kindly keep all this thing in your mind and perform the various facility according to the same. Now it's time to go for a shell programming. That means simply we are writing the various program which executes over the shell prompt. Let me show you a one simple demo. Demo can be done like this. Let's check whether there is a file or not. No, there are no files. So first let's create a one file called test by typing vi space test, press enter. Then enable the insert mode by pressing I. Then type echo in single inverted comma. Suppose I am giving the text called hello student. Single inverted comma over, escape, returns into the command mode. Save this particular file by shift and Z 2 times. Let's see whether this file is created or not. Yes, this file is created. As you can see onto the screen, test is created. Now to compile and execute the test file, use a keyword called sh and give the file name called test. It displays hello students onto the screen. So this is a shell script. Whatever the program you create into the Linux is considered as a shell script. To execute the shell script, the command is sh and space then the name of file. So I have given sh space and test, and echo statement is used to display the content which is stored inside that particular file. So on screen you can see that there is a hello students onto the screen. So this is a very simple way for creating, saving, executing a shell script. Now let's see the entire thing in detail. So as per the prescribed syllabus of Saurashtra University, in shell programming, first we have to introduce the various shell keywords which we can use into the development of the shell scripts. Fixed keywords. These fixed keywords are there onto the screen, which you can see, like echo, which we have already used, read, we are going to soon use this keyword. Then set, unset, read only, read is repeated second time, sorry, only. Then shift, export if should be completed with fi. This is the decision making statement. If will else, looping control structure called while to while, done. This is something new, we'll introduce this thing. For is a general for loop. Until, case, escape, break, continue, exit, return, trap, wait, eval, execute, you limit, and you must, and even many more keywords are there. But as per the syllabus, we have to introduce all these keywords in general shell script development. All these commands in shell script should be stored inside the valid variable, that is called a shell variable, or we can say that a system variable. So these system variables are fixed in any Linux distribution. I am not talking just about the Ubuntu that we are using, but this is common in all the Linux distribution. These system variables are $home. It's an absolute path to describe the home directory. That means the home directory that we are using for implementing the shell script. The home directory for my Ubuntu installation is student dash virtualbox slash mvm. So this is the home directory. Then next one is path. Path means it lists out the directories to search for the specific command. That means whenever you type any valid shell command, it should be checked inside the kernel of the entire Linux architecture. That could be done using a path. Next one is user y, that returns the current username. Shell is an absolute path name for your login shell, and terms we have already used for displaying the terminal. Terminal means the command mode where we are typing the valid shell commands. Next is ps2. A very long Unix command can be broken down into the multiple line by giving the slash at the end of line, that is called as ps2 command. That means we are not going to perform such type of long commands into the Linux. Yes, in this syllabus we are just introducing the basic Linux commands, but still, if one or more line contains the number of long line of Linux shell command, then it can be broken down into the various sub shells. That could be done using a ps2 command. Mail and mail check is for sending and checking the mail if our computer is connected over the internet. We have already done a one practical that which displays a content of shell file onto the screen. That means just write down the definition for your journal. Write a shell script to display hello students onto the screen. Write a shell script to display hello students onto the screen. And the same shell script is over here. Let me show you the script that I have written. The name of script is test, and the programmatical line that I have written in this test is echo in single inverted comma students. Then I have saved this particular file with shift and ZZ. In this slideshow there is a mistake. We don't have to use control, we have to use shift instead of this control. Let me change it, so in future again will not make a same mistake. Let me write here shift and ZZ. Let's rerun. And then to test the shell script, type sh and give the test. It will display hello students onto the screen. One Another program, another shell script we can perform in which will display number onto the screen. So let's try for the same. So for that I am creating the file called test1. Press enter, press I from the keyboard, which enable the insert mode. Then declare the one variable, that is a is equals to 3. Press enter, then write echo $a. What it does, it declares a one variable called a and it stores the value 3 inside that particular variable, and echo statement print 3 onto the screen. Come back into the command board by pressing escape. Save this particular file using shift and Z 2 times. Let's see whether this file is created or not. Yes, test1 is created. So compile it using sh test1. Press enter. It displays 3 onto the screen, which is the value of variable called a. So in this way we can handle alphabetic as well as numerical values into the shell script. I hope all of you get a very clear cut idea that how can we store and declare the variable inside the shell script. So the next shell script is write a shell script to declare variable and store value inside the variable and print same onto the screen. This is my shell script number 2. I hope all of you have written these 2 shell scripts. Just pause the video and note down the shell scripts. No need to waste the time. Let's go ahead. Next, what we are doing is we are trying to declare multiple variables into the single shell script. So for that I am creating test2. Next file. Press I for enabling the insert mode. A is equals to 3. Enter. B is equals to 2. Enter. Echo $a. Enter. Echo $b. One more thing here, I would like to clear that no need to write a semicolon after the declaration of variable in Linux. If you write, it's valid. If you don't write, even it works. So just press escape and save this particular file using shift and Z 2 times. Let's check test2 is created or not. Yes, it is created. Compile this test2 file using the command called sh, and you can see that onto the screen there is a value of variable a is equals to 3 and the value of variable b is equals to 2. So this was all about the basics of Unix shell scripting, where we have declared the multiple variables, single variable, variable with value, value without variables, and alphabetical value displaying echo statement we have introduced. Further, we will discuss into the next lecture. Till that, just practice all these commands at your home and be safe. Thank you very much, students, for listening me, and have a nice day.